Hello everyone and welcome to Blaugrana everything and welcome back to the channel and a match review as we look at how FC Barcelona finally went back to winning ways away from home in La Liga. It has been a while since Barcelona truly dominated a full 90 minutes of action in a La Liga match, but this is exactly what happened at the Zorilla. Everyone on Barca's side of things came through big time and delivered good performances to get this win, and in just a bit we'll be getting into the mechanics of how that was achieved. So in this video we'll be looking at how the teams lined up, then we'll talk about Barcelona's performance on the night, and then I'll give you my negatives and positives from the game as well as my pick for man of the match. Quick reminder to hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video so you can stay up to date with the coverage of all things Barcelona on this channel. So, the victory for Barcelona came courtesy of goals from Clement Lenglet, Lord Braithwaite and Leo Messi, in that order. The result puts Barca back in 5th in the La Liga standings, 2 points behind 3rd and 4th placed Real Sociedad and Villarreal, and 1 ahead of Sevilla in 6th. Well, let's go ahead and look at how the two teams set up, because the selections from both managers did kind of deviate from what we were expecting. Valladolid Sergio Gonzalez set up with a 4-2-2 as we were expecting him to. However, he made a whole host of changes from his side that drew 1-0 with Sevilla at the Sanchez Pizjuan, and that meant that he lined up with the following players. Between the sticks was still massive, but in the back we had Hervayas, Joaquin Fernandez, Javi Sanchez and Nacho Martinez. In midfield we saw Oscar Plano, Ruben Alcaraz, Michel Herrero and Jota. And up front we had that duo of Sean Weissman and Marcos de Souza. Barcelona though set up with a 3-4-2-1 with Ter Stegen in goal, Lenglet, Araujo and Mingueza as a back three, Jordi Alba and Serginho Dest as wing backs, with Pjanic and De Jong in a kind of, double pivot there. And then we had Pedri and Messi playing in front of them, with Martin Braithwaite leading the line in what was kind of a Christmas tree formation, yeah? Works so well on my football manager. I'm glad to see that it works in real life as well. Koeman must have heard the criticism about bad team selection and tactical setup, because the man came on point. Now let's briefly look at how Barcelona performed in this game. So like I said earlier on, this was a game that was dominated from start to finish by Barcelona, although it did take a bit of time for Barca to kick into gear, maybe about 5 or 6 minutes or so, but the 3-4-2-1 setup seemed to take Valladolid by surprise, and as such it led to Barca enjoying a lot of dominance, especially because despite having the two central attacking midfielders behind the striker, Barca were not looking to crowd out the center of the park like we usually see them do with the 4-2-3-1 setup. Instead, Lenglet and Mingueza, both of whom were excellent tonight, helped to facilitate build-up of play from the wide regions for Barca, often finding passes into the fullbacks or into either one of Messi or Pedri. Pedri and Messi, of course, both seem to be operating with free rows, so this allowed Barcelona to overload wide areas, hence creating space in the middle of the park for either one of Messi, Pedri or De Jong to operate in. I should probably emphasize the fact that this tactical setup would not have been successful without having players that possess the positional awareness and intelligence that Messi, De Jong and Pedri have. It was the associated play between the three that was indirectly and directly responsible for the second and third goals respectively. The first goal itself came from Longley on a set piece after a spell of pressure from Barcelona, with Masip making some great saves early on. It was from a well-worked corner after a save by Masip that a delivery from Messi found Longley in what was a carbon copy of the chance Longley missed away at Atleti. I don't know if you remember that. Well, the lanky Frenchman made no mistake this time. Longley then celebrated by holding up the jersey of Musa Wage. And just in case you were wondering what exactly was after that, see, Musa Wage is a Barcelona player who was loaned out to, I believe, Panathinaikos, to Senegalese right back, and whilst playing a game, I think that was sometime last week, he suffered a terrible knee injury after he collided with the post whilst trying to prevent a goal. So kind of like what Pedri did against Real Sociedad, where he put in that block, then he collided with the goalpost. Well, the same thing happened with Musa Wage, except when he made the collision, he was with his knee, and well, that resulted in a very terrible injury. So he's now set to be out for at least 9 months, with many saying that it might be hard for him to return to playing football at the highest level. I sincerely hope that will not be the case, and I would love to see him in the Blaugrana once again, and I wish him a speedy recovery. So, Barca then almost made it to after a wonderful run and cut back by Serginho Dest found Martin Nosario Braithwaite, but his flick at the near post was saved by Jordi Masip. However, the two linked up once again a few minutes later after Messi played just in brilliantly, and this time Lord Martin Nazario made no mistake. 2-0 is how the score stayed going into the break, despite of course Barca getting some more chances to score. And the second half soon kicked off and continued as the first half had ended with Barca on top of things and in control of proceedings. Barcelona and Messi in particular continued to test Masip, and time after time the Catalan shot stopper came up with the saves. As was expected, he was on his A game, but as I had also said, and I was also expecting, goal number 644 was going to come up soon for Messi. That is exactly what happened. And like we mentioned earlier, it was born from brilliant build-up play by Messi, Pedri and De Jong. It was slick, it was silky, the finish was clinical. 3-0. And 3-0 is eventually how the score remained, despite the best efforts of Messi and Coutinho, both of whom hit Masip's right-hand post. So we can now move on to my negatives and positives. I am hard-pressed for negatives, as it was for the most part a brilliant all-round performance on the night, and if I must pick any, first one would be Koeman's substitutions. I understand the need to give players a rest, but I felt that once again Koeman made substitutions that disrupted the structure of the team, interrupted the flow of the game, and in particular bringing on Busquets and Umtiti really stifled the team down the middle and led to the lead flurry of chances that Valladolid had. Umtiti in particular just seemed off the pace and hasty, and there were some times where he looked like he was really laboring to run back, to get back into position. I hope this was just like an off night, because of all the cold, because if this is what his physical condition is like now, I'm very worried. My next negative, and the last one, is wasting chances, the usual. Yes, I know we won by 3 unanswered goals, but Braithwaite could have had a hat-trick. Same goes for Messi. Coutinho could have scored as well off the bench. Both only managed a goal, Coutinho of course none. And this needs fixing as soon as possible. Moving on from there, I will now talk positives, and my positives are as follows. The first one being 3 at the back looks great. Dest and Alba flourished going forward thanks to the extra cover. Mingueza and Longley dropped a ball-playing centre-back masterclass here, I must say. Both of them were pretty damn good. Pre-game, I had concerns on how Barca would handle Valladolid's two strikers. After the way we struggled against Valencia, tactical setup though seemed to work a treat, and Valladolid's forwards were almost non-existent in this game. They could have literally just put dribbling phones up there and it wouldn't have noticed much of a difference. No offense intended. My second positive is Pedri, because I believe that Pedri is unlocking Messi. Much has been made about the struggles of Coutinho, Griezmann, Dybala, etc. to play alongside Messi. Personally, I can even admit that I was starting to resign myself to the narrative that it can't be possible for Messi to play alongside another number 10 profile player, but then in steps Pedri. It's almost criminal how good this 18-year-old kid is and how tactically intelligent he is. That intelligence and gargantuan talent are currently getting Messi going again, as the Argentine maestro seems to have found in Pedri what he has been craving for a long time since Neymar left: a playmate. My final positive is Ronald Koeman finally making the sort of brave decisions we were told he'd be making prior to his appointment. Leaving out Coutinho, Griezmann and Busquets was a big decision, but it was also the type of decision that the team needed. Forsaking his precious 4-2-3-1 was a big decision. It was also what the team needed. If he can keep making these sorts of brave decisions for the better of the team, then he could yet still have more time managing the club, for which he is revered as a legend. Yes, I just said that, because who's going to fire him if he's doing well? With that, guys, I'll talk about my man of the match. Like I said, it was a great performance from everyone who was in the starting 11. The pick of the bunch probably being Dest, Pedri, Longley and Messi. Of the four, my man of the match is El Puga Atomica, one of those displays that really shows you what Messi is all about. 3 assists, and goals all in one display. I don't know how many other footballers can do that on the planet. Let's enjoy this man while we still have him Barca fans, because who knows how long we'll have him. Wonderful performance by him, Lionel Messi, and he is my man of the match. That just about does it for my match review. What are your thoughts on the game? What do you think were the game changers? Thank you for tuning in, and do not forget to like and subscribe to Blaugrana Everything for more content, and have a great day, and Forza Barca.